Greetings! I'm out in the woods again. Lots of beautiful greenery. When the sun was shining on it, it was really, you could feel the freshness, the new growth coming through. And these are quite magical times at the moment, as we all know, especially with the Neptune, Jupiter energies coming through. We want to make use of them. Good time for creation, abundance, wish fulfillment, working on your small aims and your big aims. And be part of the universe. Listening to the crows. I had a woodpecker just now, but he's stopped doing his pecking. Woody woodpecker, wherever he's gone. But I wanted to just add that I was saying before about someone who'd put a comment from a one-brained person, and they'd put it on one of my John Morrell, or they repeated it on two of my John Morrell Keeley, just copied and pasted. Because what I was trying to say was that when someone comes from a one-brained comment like that, where they're only thinking with their mind, they're not understanding what it was that John Morrell Keeley was doing. And he was working with the ether and esoteric, which is beyond rationality. And it's them kind of comments I sometimes find interesting. Like, I did ask the guy, where did you get your information? And his reply was, the internet. Well, we all know that everything on the internet is true. But he, bless him, he was just looking at it from a rational point of view of wanting proof of whether such energies and motors could work. Where I was trying to put across, and this is why I know he probably didn't watch the videos, is that what Steiner and Blavatsky were saying about John Morrell Keeley was, he was a special person that was, there goes a plane, a person that was obviously connected to the universe in some kind of way and didn't, perhaps understand what it was, the abilities he had. I think Steiner says he was a man before his time, but this is what's coming in the future, that we should all be able to work like this, work with the ether and make machines work ourselves. There won't be any need for this, fossil fuels and switching things on or whatever. We'll just be touching it, and these machines will work through our etheric bodies. And that's part of the human evolvement of the next stage. But rational people don't see that. They want everything to be black and white and everything has an answer. Well, we all know there's supernatural, what we would call occult ways, paranormal ways that we don't understand yet, but we're going to. It's coming. We can feel the change in the air. Humanity's doing something different, and some of us will evolve and some of us will devolve or stay where we are. So that's what I was meaning by that comment. And I just wanted to say that because somebody got in touch, and I don't blame them. I probably sounded like, don't put comments. I'm not saying that. I love everybody commenting. I love reading through, and we have great dialogues with people. But when someone wants to, like this guy wants to plant an essay down, coming from a one-brained way, I'm going to say something to them. You're not looking at what it is I'm saying, or they aren't, not you guys. There's the esoteric is a lot deeper than just a rational way of thinking. It's not just the intellect, as we've said in these videos. There's the three centres, and I think John Morrell Keeley probably was more aligned with forces that we're not quite aligned with yet, but we're getting there and we can work on it. And that's why he was able to make his machines work. More planes. This is like last time that I did a video in the woods. No one was around for ages. No planes. And I start recording. And etheric elemental beings flying the planes. And another one that's free. Interesting, hey? Now I've lost my train of thought of where I was going. So easily distracted by mainstream mechanical ways. show you some of the woods while I'm thinking. Well, we're, the people that normally comment on my channel are, thankfully, we're trying to think, feel and sense what it is we're trying to discover. We're not looking at things in a black and white, oh, that can't work, it was just, he was a fraud. Where I personally think with John Morrell Keeley, if such fraudery was found after he died, whether perhaps certain people in charge decided to fake his work because they didn't want people knowing about such things. That's why Steiner and people that work on the Steiner machines and such like do it all in secret and hidden away, because there are going to be societies, groups of people that don't want that kind of thing coming out. Obviously they have their reasons. And part of what I've been doing is because I do believe that the dark forces are aware that this is a change in time and evolution's happening for humanity. And of course they don't want that to happen. The dark forces want us to be stuck here in a materialistic world where they've got us all under control with the distractions they keep us with, the rat race, and keeping us distracted with families and anything from a spiritual, soulful path. And sometimes I feel that people are, whether they're people or robots, I don't know, that want to find videos like mine on YouTube, not just mine, other people I know get comments like that. It's because they're trying to poo-poo thoughts of an esoteric nature, make us look, stupid, where really if they look deeper, if that is a real person that wrote that, though he must have, because he replied to me, must be real. They don't want to look at the inner deep teachings. Well, we know there's more to life than just these everyday mechanical way of living. And part of Gurdjieff's teachings, for example, is to make us find a real life, to live a real life. Life is real only then when I am. We need to wake up to do that. I don't know if you can see them lovely bluebells. But we need to work on ourselves, connect with the energies of the universe. Whether you're doing your meditations or your exercises or whatever, there will be a change in yourself, because that change in consciousness is another plane. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. These are the times to be doing it, because I'm very sure I know it's the end times, but it's an end times, it's an end of an era. And I was discussing with some people about, the Mayan calendar. 2012, 21st of December, I think, as we was discussing with others as well, it wasn't the end of the world, it was the end of an age, and a new age is beginning. That's just the beginning of it all. But when a change comes, there's lots of chaos and upheaval, which is what's happening, and people don't always like change. But this is the problem with people being caught up in their everyday lives. It's again something Gurdjieff was about, of everyone likes everything to stay the same because they feel safe and secure with the same thing happening over every day, every night, And then when something surprising happens, it rather shocks them, because they're not used to having something strange happen or something, unexplicable happen. I kind of go by the adage of always expect the unexpected. Well, people don't want the unexpected. Sleepy people, asleep people. So what I'm trying to say is, we have to be prepared for that kind of thing, for change, and go with it. Obviously, if it's change that's not working for us in our spiritual path, then we stand up and fight. But not fight to fisticuffs, we fight for our rights and our ways. And to be able to believe. Because one of my big worries and concerns, which is in a lot of ancient texts, especially about, let's take Buddha for example, the Maitreya, the final Buddha, is not going to appear until there is no religion in the world, because then he will be needed. And I find that quite disappointing. But will spirituality go underground? Will they completely wipe out all religions and say, no, none of you must believe because we live in a rational world now? So Maitreya will come when he's the most needed. Don't know if you could hear that squirrel scrambling up the tree. You know, and I've heard Christians talk. The squirrel come out of the corner and he's like, oops. Christians talk about how, or not all Christians, but some Christians that I know, Christ won't come until he's needed. No, there's other Christians I know that say he's going to come when everyone's been converted. I don't know, I just don't know when he's going to appear. I quite like Rudolf Steiner's way of thinking of that Christ isn't coming back in a full body version to the world. He's in the etheric, and he's waiting for us in the etheric, and we can reach him in the etheric while we're living, because if we can work on ourselves and build our etheric bodies, we should be able to go out there and meet him. Though apparently St. Michael was there first, waiting for us. You don't get a direct line to Christ, but who knows? You've got to do it yourselves. It's your own experience. Again, it's always handy to hear from other people what they experience when they do these kind of things. But you have to do it yourself. You have to go out there yourself. Or do your another plane number 5, 6, I don't know, I've lost count. But it's all experience, it's all part of your own experience, what you find and do. You know, this is one of the things about the spiritual soul path that I can't stress enough. Each person takes a unique path. Even though we're following each other up the ladder, it's our own experiences. Some are similar to others, but it's your path that you have to walk. I'm coming to the end of the woods now, so I wish you all well in finding and going along your path. Always happy to chat. Many of you can email. Love to see your comments. I don't know what else to say. Peace.